Here's a rewritten version of your paragraph with a polished tone while keeping the original message and intensity. There are NBA greats, then there are icons, and above them all stands Larry Bird. He didn't rely on jaw-dropping athleticism. You wouldn't catch him dazzling the crowd with high-flying dunks or flashy dribbles. What made Larry dangerous was something deeper. Pure basketball intellect, a killer instinct, and nerves of steel. He approached the game like a grandmaster, always thinking 2 moves ahead. There was no need for theatrics. His confidence came from a simple truth. He knew. He was going to beat you, and he did it with cold precision. Clutch shots, pinpoint no-look passes, mid-play trash talk, and effortless buckets. Bird didn't perform for hype. He produced results. And those results earned him more than respect. They earned him reverence, even from legends like Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Gary Payton. Ask any of them about Larry Bird and watch how quickly the laughter turns into respect. These aren't empty accolades. They're truths from Hall of Famers who faced a player tougher, smarter, and better than they expected. This isn't a highlight reel. It's a reality check, a living legacy told through the voices of those who competed against the man they called Larry Legend. Before the NBA stardom, before the championship banners, before they became basketball. Royalty, Magic Johnson first encountered Larry Bird in a college game. What he saw stunned him. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't showtime. It was more dangerous, methodical, calculated, ruthless. Bird dismantled the reigning college player of the year like he was running drills. And in that moment, Magic, already one of the nation's most gifted players, realized this wasn't just another talent. This was someone different. This was someone special.
That boy, he can play, man. I saw this dude eat Jack Givens up. He was player of the year that year.
Kentucky, right?
Yeah, from Kentucky. And Larry Bird was just slicing and dicing him. And I said, oh. yeah. And so that was my first time seeing him. And then to be out on the court with him in college for that national championship game. And then, of course, what happened in the NBA. But I would say that we got a chance to change the league.
And change it they did. When Magic Johnson and Larry Bird entered the NBA, the league was on life support. Half-empty arenas, poor television ratings, and even the finals relegated to tape delay. But everything shifted the moment Bird suited. Up for Boston and Magic for Los Angeles. Their rivalry didn't just spark interest, it ignited a movement. 2 all-time greats, 2 storied franchises, 2 contrasting styles clashing on basketball's grandest stage year after year. But it wasn't just about competition, it was about elevation. Magic made Bird better. Bird made Magic better. And together, they pulled the NBA into a new golden age. That's why when Magic reflects on Bird, there's no bravado, no ego, just pure respect. Because Magic knows, without Larry, there is no Magic as we know him. And without either of them, the NBA might never have become the global force it is today. And then there's Gary Payton, a Hall of Famer known for his defense, his toughness, and his unshakable confidence. A man who built his legacy by shutting down stars and never backing down. So when Payton, unsolicited, brings up Larry Bird and says his name isn't mentioned enough in the GOAT conversation, that's more than respect. That's a warning. A reminder that Larry Bird wasn't just great, he was ice-cold, relentless, and absolutely undeniable.
Let me tell you something. People always talk about great basketball players, and they don't never mention him to be up in that round when they made the Magics, the Jordans, the Kobes, and stuff like that. But Larry Bird was cold. I don't think nobody ever could get out with him. You ask Magic. That's why Magic had a run, and he was mad when he had to retire in '92 because of what he was going to be missing with Larry.
Gary Payton's frustration is real, and he's not here to sugarcoat anything. Larry Bird didn't rely on highlight reel dunks or freakish athleticism, and maybe that's why fans who never saw him play often leave him off their top 5 lists. But ask the legends who actually faced him, and they'll give it to you straight. Bird was ruthless. He didn't just score, he told you how he'd do it, then did it anyway, all while talking trash without missing a beat. To Payton, that's what true greatness looks like. It's not just about stats or rings, It's about the fear and respect a player commands on the court. And Peyton's right. When we talk about Magic, Jordan, and Kobe, Larry Bird deserves to be in that same breath. Some players fill up the box score, others seize the moment. But Larry Bird, he dominated entire eras. M.L. Carr, who played alongside him in Boston, saw it all firsthand. He watched Bird go from a scrappy forward out of Indiana State to the unquestioned leader of a championship franchise. For Carr, Bird's greatness wasn't just in his numbers, it was in the culture he built, the relentless work ethic he brought, and the standard he set. Larry didn't need to shout to lead. He just showed up, outworked everyone, and forced those around him to either rise to his level or get left behind.
Larry was the ultimate leader, and we all know that. But it meant a lot because you were fighting against the Lakers, and Larry and Magic had come out, really become saviors of the NBA. It was unmarketable, and they began to turn that around. And Larry was driven. He was absolutely driven, and he wanted to make sure that every player on the team was involved in the process. Larry could have scored 40 points a game. I'm convinced of that. If he wanted to average 40 points, Larry Bird is one guy could have done it.